What's up, everybody? Man, what a pain in the ass this process has been in order to play this game. I put the disc in, PlayStation 4 bricked up, after torment of trying to get it done quickly, calling Sony, found out it was under warranty, had to pay an extra little bit of money for the PS Pro, which in all, I'm pretty glad I did because look at the detail on this, man. Wow. Let me just say this. So this is going to be like an encompassing review. Um, One drawback that I'm having right now is my Elgato is only a 1080p, so I'm having some problems getting it to translate for the 4K resolution. So that's why I'm doing it this way, where I'm doing the voiceover. Okay? So anyway, what can I say about this game? If you are into just one style of game and it's an action game, or you think that you're going to put this in and it's going to be Phantom Pain, it's not. It's going to be like Phantom Pain, the intro. We had very limited stuff. It was an immersive story, beautiful graphics. I mean, look at this. Breathtaking, just really detailed. The story is immersive, bizarre. It's Hideo Kojima, okay? And I mean, I've played it probably for like about 3 or 4 hours, and I'm just now getting into the stuff. I mean, and we all know that, like, well, if you've played a Hideo Kojima game, you know that, like, when you play Phantom Pain, yeah, there was action after the first couple, like, hour that you got into the intro, and then it took a while, you know, going through some levels before you were even introduced to your buddies and getting armor, and then midway through the game, you're into a whole other location. And I think that this game is going to have a lot of that kind of detail to it. I think there's a lot of minute things that are going to be scaled out and not even recognized or, you know, discovered until later on down the line. And we're not even going to discuss the infinite possibilities of what the online stranding, quote unquote stranding portion of this game is all about. Um, I don't.
I got an idea.
I just think that, you know, I was a little bit put off by a lot of the reviews, but on the first putting it in your hand, it's not going to be a Bloodborne game where you try to go up against an enemy and you go through levels and you try for 4 hours trying to beat an enemy. This is an immersive game that you get into. It's a game if you like Until Dawn, Man of Medan, you know, games that are, you know,
Maybe you are the
Hard Rain, you know, I Am Human, this should appeal to you. This should very much appeal to you. If you can dog this game, you should have no bearing or have any opinion on any of those games. Because if you've played those and you've enjoyed them, then you will love this game. It's very Kojima. I know it's kind of weird to use his last name as an adjective, but that's what this is. It's not run of the mill. It is not a run of the mill game. And that's what I've come to expect from Kojima, is the unexpected. It's almost a conundrum. But the properties of everything, and oh my gosh, it's beautiful, it's weird, it's bizarre. It's all the things that, if you think that this is Metal Gear Part 6, you're wrong. And it's a breath of fresh air. It really is. I mean, the water, it looks like water. I mean, the ground looks like ground. I mean, you can get immersed very easily within this game and into the lore. And the acting is wonderful. I have just barely kicked it off. You know, if you're looking for a game that has like really wonderful combat and combat mechanics and combo systems and all of that, this might not be the game for you. You know, if that's really what you're into, you probably don't have Man of Medan or Until Dawn on your library list. So this is just kind of a lot of these people that get up there and they review it or they mock it or whatever. You have to understand, not every game is for you, and not every game is for me. There's plenty of games out there that get high-ranking reviews, and well-esteemed games that I could care less about. It's all about the personal experience. So when you're reviewing a game, give your honest opinion, whether it be biased or not. I mean, I can tell you one thing that this is a game that I had the controller down more than I had it up in my hand, especially in the opening epilogue, the first chapter, whatever they call it, episodes is what they call it, the first episode, because it's more of an interactive type of experience where you're learning, you're getting the mythos, the lore. It's not like you plug it in and you walk forward and you slash, 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 or punch, punch, punch until you get to a boss and you have to figure out, the pattern to beat it. Or you just ace through it, or you have to go through and solve a puzzle. A video game is meant to take you to a realm of its creator's design. And hopefully you enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, that's all good. But the bad with, look at this stuff. This is the weirdest shit. The ground is like moving and breathing and all of this. It's beautiful. I've not experienced anything like this. People say, well, the boss battles are kind of bland. You know what? I will take a beautiful, bland battle than having a blocky, well combo fight system. I played PlayStation 1. I played Nintendo 64, and I've played systems where, case in point, we'll take fighting games, Rival Schools. Go back and look at some of the old videos on that. It's a hodgepodge mess. Virtua Fighter on the Sega home system. Really? But at that time we enjoyed it. This is an evolution of that. This is refinement of graphics. This is what visual presentation is all about. And I wouldn't blame Kojima. I was really kind of worried about it whenever he was talking about, a couple days before he released the information that he was probably going to make the transition to just making films. That might be his niche, okay? Because he is a wonderful storyteller, wonderful director, and he knows what he wants in a shot. And he puts it together superbly. All I can tell you is, you will like this game if you like Man of Medan, if you like any type of plot-oriented stories, if you're all about putting it in, hack and slash, meeting a great challenge. It's, but at the same time, it's about exploration as well. But you would think that when you hear the words, this is what I've heard a lot. It's a walking simulator. But it's a walking simulator with awe, inspiring, breathtaking graphics. Look at these vistas that you're looking at. If it's boring for you to go out in nature and walk up to a mountainside and see a beautiful vista, that is far from a walking simulator. You know what a walking simulator could be transitioned and defined as? You going for a walk on a nature walk. But there's so much beauty if you stop and look at it and stop saying, well, I'm just going to go for a walk just to get the exercise, and absorb and observe the beauty around you. And that's what this is. Yeah, it is walking and balancing and things like that, but look at the graphics on it. Look at it. And watch out if I bust my ass here in a second. It's going to be awesome. and there's some funny parts of this game. It's typical but not typical Kojima. He does everything you expect, which is the unexpected. Boom! Face down. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to give a quick summarization of a real, I am a Hideo Kojima fan, but I will present an honest review. And the honest review is this. If you are interested in just weirdness and what he has produced before, or if you just kind of like some sci-fi bizarrety and you love breathtaking graphics and the cutscenes, I'm going to tell you right now, the cutscenes, my kids came in and they were like, Dad, what's this movie? I'm telling you, this is graphically top notch, top of the line. the best that I've seen. I mean, the detail, the wrinkles, the just a minute tear rolling down somebody's cheek. I mean, it's just. I don't know where the story is going to go because, like I said, I don't know, and I've tried to stay away from reviews, and I wanted to do a playthrough, and depending on how good this review does, I will do a playthrough, but I have to overcome a couple of technical issues. When I upgraded the Pro, the Elgato did not get updated, and I don't know if I'm ready to fork down another $180 because my fan base is not. Well, it's not. How about that? But this is the real deal. I give it, as far as graphic goes, I give it a 9.9. I really haven't seen anything as breathtaking. As far as mechanics, it's responsive, and you will lose your balance, and it depends on what you have. I mean, there are some frustrating things about it, but that's what it is. So as far as like the mechanics and everything, like whenever I was running away from that like squid thing or whatever, I felt like frustrated. It is confusing. I mean, and maybe that as you get into a game the first time, you're unfamiliar with it. Then you start getting a little bit more familiarized with the mechanics of it. So on the mechanical aspect of it, let's go with about an 8 because it does what it's supposed to do. You know. And as far as immersion of me wanting to play it and continue playing it, I'll be honest with you, I give it about an 8.5 to a 9. I mean, it was time to cut it off, and I was like, you know what, I kind of want to catch a little bit more and see what's going on. It's intriguing to me. It's intriguing. It is. And that's what I go to a game for. I don't want to go to a game where it's just mindless space invaders where you just hold down the fire button and move side to side. Pew, 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 pew. I want something that's going to intrigue me enough to be like, what's going on here? Why is this? Or what's going to happen if I walk over here and do that? There's some weird stuff, and Kojima thinks like a gamer thinks. He puts like stuff in there, and he always has put stuff in there to like if a player does this, and I know for a fact that there will be some. They need to know your birth date for a reason. So just like in Phantom Gear, where they come out with a birthday cake if you play it on your birthday. I mean, I'm sure that there's intricate little things that are going to be within this game, because this game, even though it is super high standard, it took a long time in development. Okay, we're talking about a few years. Now, you talk about From Software, they can pop out a smooth, polished game in a short amount of time, and a lot of people can. But we're talking about, I guarantee you, this is not a walking simulator. It is not a walking simulator, and even if that's all that were to be the draw, look at the breathtaking stuff that's involved in it. It's pretty badass. I know that the elements of the game. I don't want to give away any spoilers in this. Well, actually, I'll give you a spoiler. So if you're not interested in spoilers, the final review is pretty high up on this. Nothing falls below an 8 on this, on all categories. Graphically, replay. I don't know about replayability. I haven't beat it yet. But as far as interest goes, graphics, sound, acting, capture, layout, it's great. It's cool. Spoiler. Okay, so your mom's the president, and that bitch dies. And you gotta carry her ass over there and then burn that bitch. And that's a text message. I probably should go get that. But yeah, with that spoiler, I mean, there's a storyline, and it's very cinematically done. And I can see why he would want to go to movies. I can see why Guillermo del Toro is in this, and there's a lot of actors, high quality actors involved in this, because they bring it together to make it like a movie. And I'm sorry, you know what? If Until Dawn can do it with a couple of quick time events, this can do it with some walking events, because the scenery is gorgeous. The water, it looks like water, and the waterfalls. Oh my gosh. There was a video where in Fortnite, I walked into a waterfall and it just looked choppy and shitty and fake. The waterfalls here are beautiful. But on that note, I'm going to tell you it's a good game. It's a great game. It's a Hideo Kojima game. And I was very worried about with the bad reviews. But don't listen to the bad reviews. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. Deuce!